Hello to anyone who happened to click on this video. I'm Radioactive Clown and welcome to my channel. Sorry for not posting in a while. I kinda just made that intro video and then died, so my bad. Anyway, like I promised, I'm gonna be talking about creepypasta. I was gonna make a video on Jeff the Killer, but I just couldn't think of anything. So instead, I'm gonna talk about, I think, what was my first creepypasta to see. Drool. I'm most likely gonna change her name, but she's basically kind of like a Jane ripoff in a way. The first time I ever showed her was in a video 5 years back in an animation meme, Somebody's Watching Me. After that, she made her reappearance in another video, Here She Comes Again. Pretty sure she made some more appearances in some old art videos, but I currently can't find which ones. She was Jeff's enemy and she wanted him dead. She carried around a metal bat and wore a black hoodie with white pants. Basically reverse colors of what Jeff wears. I know, I'm very creative. Around this year in June, I ended up redesigning her. I think I really gave her the justice she needed. Now, just for the hell of it, I'm gonna read her story. Just keep in mind, I made this story when I was young, so be nice. I was really into story writing at the time, and this was kind of the best I could do. So, let's get to it. Hey guys, editing EJ here. I was originally gonna read the old story, but the story was so bad that I could barely read it. So to make it easier on me and spare you guys from the suffering, here's just a summary of the story instead. Okay, bye! Okay, so here's how the story goes. So Jewel was a normal kid, like how most of these stories start. Both of her parents were dead. Her father died when she was around 7, and then her mother died from an incurable disease. So it was just her and her older sister, Jem. I know, very creative. Even with her parents dying at a young age and being taken care of by her sister, Jewel was a smart and good kid, but she didn't have many friends, other than her sister, and I guess some other dude. Even though she had a good reputation with the teachers, the other kids thought that she was strange. When she was at home, she finished up her homework and gave Jem a call to let her know where she was going. It's never said where the sister was, but I'm assuming she was also at a friend's place or something. I don't know. It gets pretty confusing further down the story. Jewel headed out of the house and walked to her friend's place to hang out. Some time has passed and it's nighttime now. Jewel said her goodbyes to her friend, and her friend asks if she wants a ride home, but she declines and starts to walk home. On her way there, she calls her sister, but there was no answer. So she just thinks that her sister is asleep and continues to walk home. When she was almost there, she witnesses someone climbing out of a window covered in blood. She hides behind some bins, and when the mystery guy turns around, she could see his scarred up face. Once the coast was clear, she ran home and dialed 911. She looked behind her to get a good look at the house the guy just climbed out of, but it was dark. The only thing that she could see, though, was the same guy charging at her with a knife. She ran as fast as she could, but every time she turned to look back, the guy was just getting closer, up to the point where he could just barely reach her hoodie. She dodges him, and he ends up tripping on her leg or something and lands on his face. But she gives Jewel time to run. But it wasn't enough time because he grabbed her arm and stabbed her. I don't know where, it doesn't say, I'm guessing in the arm or something. Jewel grabs his arm and slams him into a nearby wall before he could stab her again. He somehow ends up slicing her left eye from that failed attack. The guy stumbled, but that did not stop him from swinging at her again, and Jewel dodges his attack. The killer ends up getting distracted by the sound of heels walking by. You'll find out why later. As he looked away from Jewel, she wanted to run away again, but she got a feeling. In the story, it's described as karma. I don't know why. She had a feeling of some need for justice for whoever he killed. Again, I don't know why. She couldn't tell what the feeling was for. All she knew was that she was ready to attack. She kicks him to the ground and just keeps kicking him a few more times before stomping on his arm, forcing him to let go of the knife. Joel grabbed the knife that he dropped and pointed it at him, wanting to ask so many questions, but the only thing that came out was,
Why?
The guy doesn't answer. He just grabs her leg and apparently tries to break it somehow. The pain was too much, and Joel screamed and threw the knife at him, just barely missing his face. The killer grabbed the knife from the ground and tries to kill her while saying his famous catchphrase, "Go to sleep," only to be interrupted by the sound of sirens. The guy pushes her to the ground and runs off, dropping his knife in the process. Joel picked up the knife and hid it in her pocket. Why she did this, I don't know. Why she didn't just give it to the police, I also don't know. Liam, the friend, by the way, I forgot to mention that, jumps out of the cop car. I guess they were giving him a ride or for some reason, and he ran to hug Jewel, happy that she was okay. Liam explains that he heard her scream. I don't know how, I'm pretty sure she was far away from his house, and that he called the police. The cops came over and asked her some questions, but she just reassured that she was alright. Jewel then saw an ambulance drive by, and that caught her attention. She went to investigate, and soon later she wishes she hadn't. When she got there, she found her now dying sister being carried away. She wanted to run over there and hug her, but the police pushed her away. For some reason, the police just completely have forgotten about the fact that she was attacked earlier and just leaves her there. Jewel stands there until the scene was cleared. Liam asks if she wants a ride home, and for some reason, she didn't learn her lesson. She didn't answer him and just walked home, and Liam followed. Once they got there, Liam hugged her and wished her luck as he walked away to his house. Again, apparently didn't learn from her. When Joel entered her house, she ran to her room, slamming the door shut, and took the knife out and held it tightly.
He will pay.
She repeated to herself until she heard a noise outside. She looked out the window and saw a woman in all black signing something under her mat, and then walking away. Jewel ignored this and went to bed. The next day she walked outside to see what the woman had left her, and it was a note from Jane. Remember those heels? Those were her, apparently. The note basically said who the killer was, and she gets that feeling again. She smiles and venges that she will find and kill Jeffrey Woods and make him suffer. While she's talking to herself, she gets interrupted by a knock at the door. She decided to save her plans for later and goes to answer the door. It's Liam, and he just wanted to know if she wanted to get something to eat with him to get her mind off things. She smiles and accepts his offer this time. Ever since, she's been trying to find Jeff the killer and make him suffer. Oh, look at that, I even gave her her own little catchphrase as well.
Keep one eye open tonight, or never awake again.
Okay, wow, that was so bad. That was actually way worse than I remember. You guys are lucky you didn't have to read the actual thing. I did though. I had to read it 4 times just to make this video. The story was so bad that I might, no promises though, have to rewrite the story because oh my god, it was that bad. The story puts all the other bad creepypastas to shame. I used to think this was good at the time. What the hell was I on? Was I having a stroke when writing this? I already have a hard time reading as is. This was just torture to read. I really thought I was gonna become the next big thing with this story. Holy shit. Okay, let's just pretend that never happened. Oh god. Okay, where was I? So, that was a shit show. But I can assure you that my writing has become much better throughout the years. And now I actually know how to use periods instead of just writing sentences where you can't tell where one begins and the other ends in. Oh my god. I have plenty of other stories that I would like to talk about in the future. And I even have plenty of OCs to talk about. So it's not like I'm ever going to run out of content with those. I think I've been getting better with my stories and characters recently. And hopefully when I have the energy, I'll try to make my own little comic series. Again, no promises. I have a small attention span, so who knows. Well, I think that's probably all for now. So if you enjoyed this video, maybe you can like, comment, and subscribe. I really want to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys can help me out with that goal, I promise I'll try and make it worth your time. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!